Hey guys, it's the Voodoo Doll for Noir Grimoire, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why you don't need spellcasters and why you should never aspire to be an expert in witchcraft. And this is why I have a problem with people saying that they are an expert, or you have someone saying that they're a master at things. I've spoken at conferences and when you're doing these seminars and things like that and teaching people, people say, you know, they introduce you and, oh, this person is a master demonologist or a master magician. And it's just not true. You are always learning. Even Aleister Crowley fucked up royally. And I really believe that kind of did to his undoing at the end. You always are going to learn something. When you're an expert, you're not open to learning. It's almost like you trick yourself into thinking that you've reached this pinnacle of success and there's nothing else that could come after this, that you are an expert. And that is exactly when the universe or magic or the deities you're working with or whatever come in to just fuck you up because they caught you slipping. You're cocky. You're not covering your bases maybe like you once did. Instead of doing your protection rituals like you did when you first started, you're no longer doing the LBRP. Now you're just jumping straight into ritual and not protecting your space. And when you start doing things like that, you open yourself up for failure. There's a reason why you keep a grimoire. There's a reason why you write down your results after rituals. There's a reason why you don't stray from those positive results. When you do something and it works, you keep doing it. I don't care how much time it takes. If you know that every single time you do a ritual A, B, C, D, I don't care if it takes you 3 hours to do it in this succession, every time you do it, you get the results that you desire, then you don't stray from that. But when you become an expert, oh, well, I don't need to do that. You know, it takes so long. My God, I just want to jump to it. And I've been working with this deity for this long, and I've never had an issue. You've never had an issue because you don't stray from your own rules and things that you created that are keeping you safe and that are manifesting these results. When you start to stray from it is when you open yourself up to some of the nastier things. You definitely don't want a lower level entity slipping in when you're invoking something and you're allowing something to come into your body and you've been working with this entity, but you've been doing a protection ritual before and it takes 3 hours to do it, but you're in a hurry this time. You just don't do that ritual that one time because you've been doing it for 5 years and you've never had a problem, and then you end up with some shit in your body that ends up like The Exorcist. No one wants to do that. It's really, really important to always remain in the frame of mind that you are a humble student. I feel like there's no experts. You have neophytes, you have the people that are just starting in magic, and then you have the adepts. And when you have an adept, and sometimes they branch off and they become professionals. I am a professional. I do this for a living. I make money from it. Doesn't mean that I'm an expert. I don't view myself as an expert at all. I've had to make some, really bad mistakes to kind of get into the flow of things where I found things that did work. It took me years to get to this point. I didn't just bust up and all of a sudden decide I'm going to start a company and start doing, ritual for hire. It took me years and years and years and years of making mistakes and then having successes and building upon those successes and making concrete rituals and ceremonies that I knew would yield the results that I wanted every single time after so many times of undesirable results. And I feel like there's something to be said about the way you think about people. Thinking of someone as an expert kind of lifts them off the ground and elevates them into this false state of godhood almost. You want to keep people's feet on the ground right next to you because that's where they are. We're all on the earth. There's not one person on the earth that's floating in the atmosphere that doesn't abide by the law of gravity. But when they're an expert, they're this and that, and you keep, putting them up there, and all of a sudden, their feet aren't on the ground anymore. They're a god, and you're down here in the perfect position to kiss their ass because you placed them there. Instead of doing that, think of them as someone that is just further down the road than you are. You can pass another car on the road. It's an ability to catch up with another car and pass it on the road, whatever that road is, a road of magic, or whatever that journey is, that road, you can pass them on that road. But when you put someone above you, it's kind of hard to, to jump and touch a space shuttle when you view yourself as just a mere human. You want to make sure that you always keep everybody human and everybody on the same path. I am just further down the path than you are. Nobody is going to be stronger and manifesting your intentions than you are, because you are connected to that situation. If you are trying to do a love spell on someone and you contact a spellcaster, yes, that spellcaster can probably successfully manifest that spell for you. But you could too, because you are the one that is closest to the situation. You are involved with that man. I am not involved with that man. So whereas I am using the assistance of demons, and I'm going to the demon of love, and I'm using Astaroth, I'm doing that because I need a stronger source to help me manifest it, because I am not connected to that person. Whereas you would not even need to use a demon, because you have that pure emotion, because you are connected to that person. So a simple sex magic spell, a solo sex magic spell, or a honey jar or anything like that would probably yield the same results as me going to Astaroth. It really is. You have to believe in yourself. If you are someone that wants to do magic, you learn by doing. Read as much as you can, but don't place anyone above you. They're just further than you. There was a time that I was in the same spot that you are. I was watching videos on YouTube and I was trying to figure out, how do I get into magic? How do I start doing this? What spell should I do first? I had no idea what I was doing. And now, years later down the road, I own my own business, and this is what I do full-time for a living. I consult and I do ritual for hire, and I love writing spells for people. I do consultations and I teach. This is my dream, and this is what I want to do. Everyone's dream isn't to teach. Everyone's dream isn't to be a professional. You still can manifest the results that you want. So if your desire is a love ritual or a money spell, look on Google or YouTube before you contact a professional spellcaster. I challenge you to do this. Before you contact me, look up a ritual. Look it up. Look up something. Read on it. Is it something that you feel like you can do? Don't go trying to contact a demon or something like that from the beginning. Is it something that you can do? Try to do it yourself first, because no one is closer to the scenario than you are. You need that money. You want that man to love you. You need this new house. You want your ex to leave his new wife and come back to you. That is your life. You're closely invested to that. Nobody can manifest stronger emotions in regards to those situations than you. You do the magic. You do it. And then wait and monitor your results. If it doesn't work, try something else. If you have some success, but it's not exactly the success that you would like, the level that you would like, try something else. If you keep trying it and you get stuck, why not contact a spellcaster for a consultation and working through your roadblocks? I offer consultations on my website as well, where I will help you work through what's blocking you, or I can help you craft a ritual for yourself, for you to perform, and you can do it yourself. You don't have to go pay $300, $400, $500, $600 for myself or anyone to do these rituals for you. Most likely you can produce the results yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And there's nothing wrong with not wanting to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to do it, you have no interest in magic, I don't want to do it, I just want it done, by all means, go ahead and hire a spellcaster. But I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice by not trying to do these things yourself, because success breeds confidence, and confidence breeds results. When you do something, if it's just a little bay leaf, you write down a prosperity spell on a bay leaf and you burn it, and a couple weeks later you get the raise that you wanted. Your spirit charges like nothing else. This is how you build your magical power. This is how you start building your magical foundation and pushing yourself further along that path instead of just standing at start. You pass go and you start on this journey. I'm not saying you have to be a professional, but you will then be able to draw on that. And anytime you need money or anytime you have a situation when you're in a position of lack, you're able to manifest for yourself and create abundance. And then you take it a little step further. A love spell. You met a new guy and he's awesome and you want to do a love spell to make him obsessed with you. There's nothing wrong with doing your own love spell. So many people are so scared that I'm going to fuck it up and he's going to hate me after. It's like, well, he hated you before. If you do a love spell and he hates you, then he hated you before. This is what people don't understand. Love spells only manifest what the person already feels for you. It's not going to make them fall in love with you. You cannot create love where it's not there. You can bring out all the love that somebody has for you and bring it to the surface and make them feel it intensely and make them act upon it, but you can't create it. If someone doesn't love you, they are not going to love you. You can do 7,000 spells on them. They're never going to feel more for you than what they already felt. And that's the truth. So do these rituals on your own. Do it on your own. You have a noisy neighbor and they're stomping upstairs and they're getting on your nerves. Do a spell on them. Go upstairs and take some goofer dust and spray it on their frickin' door, some that you mixed yourself, recipes everywhere online. And when you realize that they're no longer stomping, or they moved out, or they got evicted, or whatever happens, claim it. Don't say, oh, it's just a coincidence. That's diminishing your power. You have to claim it, because when you start claiming it, you start seeing more of it and you start building upon that foundation. I manifested that. Those people were getting on my nerves and I did something about it and now they are gone. And you claim it. And now you have something else under your tool belt and you start building upon it. You see, so many times people will contact me for things that they can do on their own and I tell them, you can do this yourself. Or after we've worked together and we've done 2 or 3 rituals and I'm like, okay, I've done this for you. We're at the end of the road. This is as far as I'm going to take you and as I'm willing to take you. You cannot sit here and keep doing, magic on a situation and it's not changing. Then that is your answer right there. It's not changing. It's either blocked right now, something's happening, it's not changing. So I've done all that I can do. Start researching on your own how to build upon what I've done. If you had me do a love spell for you and it's just stuck and it's not working for some reason, then figure out how to add oomph to that love spell. Figure out ways to add energy to that. A lot of times, you guys think that we're just, gods and goddesses or whatever. We could just pull things out of the sky. Sometimes you guys block us. You block us by your lack of belief or, there's a lot of reasons. Your lack of belief. Some of you are skeptical. You call us for work which you don't believe. Then why are you calling a spellcaster if you don't believe in magic? And I feel like it's because you haven't manifested it on your own. Once you've had a little bit of success and you've realized that you have manifested something on your own, when you call a spellcaster, you're usually super excited because you're not calling that person because I can't do it on my own. I'm contacting you and I'm calling you because I like what you have to offer. I may be a Wiccan and I would like a voodoo love spell and it requires animal sacrifice and I know I'm not willing to do that. So I may call and hire someone that is. Doesn't mean that I couldn't have done the spell on my own. I really want what this person has to offer. I like their energy. I like the way that they work. I like what I feel like they can bring to the table, and that's why I'm hiring this person. I'm not coming from a position of lack. I'm coming from a position of awe. Like, I'm in awe of your work. I like your work. I'm commissioning you to do some work for me because I love it. I like it. That's how you have to think of it. But it's not anything that you can't do yourself. I'm not doing anything that you can't do yourself. And that is the truth. So please, I implore you to flex your magical muscle and really, really, really try to manifest these things on your own. There's nothing wrong with hiring spellcasters, but you don't need a spellcaster. You do not ever need a spellcaster. If you hire one, hire them because you want to and you're excited about it and you're happy about it. Don't do it because you're doubtful and, oh, I'm just doing it, and if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, she's phony. Like, you have to believe in magic wholeheartedly, because you can block your results that you paid so much for sometimes. So those are my opinions on that. Please look to do work yourself. Look to manifest your own power and your own magic. Even if you only go 10 steps past go, and that's as far as you're ever willing to go for the rest of your life, at least try before you hire someone and ask them to do 17 rituals on that man. Try to do it yourself. At least try. It is your divine right to manifest and have anything that you want. You can be, do, or have anything that you want. You can, and you can do it for yourself. You don't need anybody else. You don't need me, you don't need God, you don't need anybody but yourself. So believe in yourself and start to invest in yourself and start working on your manifestations, and I think that you'll see a really great result. There's a lot of power that's waiting to be awakened in you and manifested. I'm no different than you. So please, if you contact me, I'm willing to help. Just know that you don't need me, and I'm not doing anything that you can't do on your own. So that is my spiel for this week. I hope you're all safe in quarantine, and I hope this is over soon. So take care of yourself, and please do some reading. Google, read, YouTube, start getting into magic. Get out of your head and get into magic. You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to do it. It's like learning how to walk. And how stupid we all look when we learn how to walk for the first time. You're going to do the same thing with your magical legs. You're going to look dumb, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fall, and people are going to say, oh, isn't that cute, he tried, he crossed his heart. It's okay, we all start out the same way, and eventually you will be running. You'll be running. All right, take care.